Welcome to the Short Funk Podcast. I'm Tom Barbalet. One of the things that I wanted to talk about this year is my plans for the garden. Last year, the garden was an interesting project. It didn't really work as well as I wanted it to. There were a number of problems that presented themselves, some of which have carried over to this year. I still have a ridiculous number of pots, and my plan is either to buy terracotta pots or to buy thermal paint and apply them to the existing pots that I have, because the black pots just cook the roots. They just don't produce nice, healthy plants over long periods of time. They leave kind of strange, weedy plants. So my thought was perhaps to double up the pots and paint them, or do certain things just to improve the health of the plants in general. I'm planting far fewer tomatoes this year, far fewer chilies, with the hope that I can have a more manageable crop. But also, I'm planting heirloom seeds this year that mature early, intentionally. And this was done on purpose because the crop last year really started occurring very late in the season, and it was very stringy, and I planted them too early and they just came too late, basically. And I'm also planting Thai chilies this year rather than jalapenos. The first run of Thai chili seeds that I put out have not come up. And I went to a place today that sold Thai chilies and bought fresh Thai chilies with the view that I'll grow them from fresh seed rather than from laboured old 2-year-old seed that appears not to be sprouting. The weather currently in the Bay Area is very curious as well. And that curiosity, I think, is changing some of the aspects of the garden. I've had the early tomatoes come up already. They're in small seedling form. I've put them into 1-gallon pots with the view that I'm still deciding what to plant them into, whether I plant them into large 10-gallon pots or how I actually do that whole thing. Still working out how that thing comes together. But in the short term, I'm just trying to get them to comfortable, bushy, initial tomatoes, probably a foot tall, and then I'll work out what's actually happening with the pot situation. Probably about 2/3 of the soil from last year I put back in the garden. I don't know, the whole, tens of pots everywhere, the volume of soil that was there, doesn't really strike me as the way to do things. So smaller number of pots, probably better quality pots, fewer tomatoes, fewer chilies, worked out in such a way that, these things will be more sustaining and less susceptible to, I don't know what it was. It was kind of exhaustion, overheating, a variety of things basically created a runty crop last year. Weren't particularly satisfactory. So as these things come together, we'll see how it turns out. But in the short term, I'm happy to cultivate some tomato plants to about a foot tall, which will take me probably about a month based on current conditions. And then when it comes to that size, I might even put in beds. I need to have a good conversation with my wife associated with that. But I'd certainly be comfortable putting in beds with the view that I had beds for 2 years. First 2 years we had this house, and there's no indication that there were beds there previously. The grass has been growing very, very quickly. I've been mowing the lawns on a weekly basis based on the excessive rain that we've had recently. So, as was the case last year, I will give periodic short funk updates associated with my garden. Tom Barbalet in San Jose, signing out.